Hey everybody, good afternoon from Belgrade, Serbia. We're here at Kalemegdan Park. We're going into the fortress today and we're going to talk about how much it costs to live here in Belgrade as a foreigner. Now, I have a very large Serbian following from the local economy, and this video isn't really for you guys. This is for foreigners coming here to live in Belgrade with Western incomes, maybe a pension, disability, online income. So keep that in mind in the comments when you comment. I know not everyone can afford to live in city center, but without a car or family ties here, it's better for foreigners to live closer to the city center, especially when they first come to Belgrade. So when you learn how to live in Serbia, where to shop, how to get your groceries, when you open a bank account, you can move further outside of the city center. But for your first time here, I would totally recommend living in the city center. It just walking to the bars and the restaurants is just so much better than having to hop a bus for 15 minutes and wait for the bus both ways. So that's what I do. So I'm going to give you a little tour of the fortress. Now, I'm not a big tour guy because there's people that do this way better than I ever could. So don't expect this to be a comprehensive tour, but we're here at Kalemegdan Fortress. And I'm going to tell you how much it costs to live in Serbia. So I made a list here on my phone. My apartment in city center, I live directly across from Tajbiden Park, like directly across, like exactly directly across. I'm the first building right next to it. So I have a clear view of the skyline of the park. My apartment, because I came here in August, so I've been here for 6 months now. So I've been here quite a while. So I came in August and I negotiated for my apartment from Hella Oglasi, directly with my landlord, no agents. I pay 350 euros or $420. Now, when I first came to Serbia, that was only $400 USD. But because the dollar has declined since I've been here, my rent went up $20 USD per month. So I pay $420 for my apartment. That doesn't include utilities because it's not an Airbnb. I don't do Airbnb. So my SBB internet is $35 a month, but that will only come into effect on my 6th month of my contract. And I think I'm in my 5th month. So the deal they did with SBB is if you sign a 2-year contract, they give you 6 months for free. It's 1 dinar. You have to pay 1 dinar for 6 months. And that includes home internet. I think it's 150 megabits per second. And I have their lowest package because 150 megabits per second is fast enough for me. Home phone with a local number, which I don't use. And also it includes TV, which I don't really use unless friends come over. So in euros, that's about $29 or 29 euros per month. There is MTS, but they'll only deal with people with a residence permit, which I have yet to get. So SVB is really your only option if you come to Serbia. Your other options, if you don't use a lot of data, is to get a SIM card, like home internet router, an LTE router from Telnor. But we'll discuss that later. My Infostan. Now, Infostan is exclusive to like downtown Belgrade. I don't think the villages have Infostan or anything like that. And that includes your trash, water. Oh, it's closed. Oh no. This way? Yeah. Okay, thank you. So Infostan includes your trash, water, elevator, electricity, elevator maintenance. And it includes building maintenance as well. It's kind of like a homeowners association fee. And when I came to Serbia, my Infostan bill, includes heating too. And the way the heating works is In downtown Belgrade, they have heating plants that are coal-fired, and they heat hot water, and they ship it through underground pipes into radiators in your apartment. Now, we'll discuss the electric heating later, but my InfoStone was $97 when I came per month to Serbia, but now it's $104 per month. And that's addition to my rent. My electricity runs from $25 to $32 per month. So that's about 27 euros. And I have electric water heaters, and I also have a washer and dryer that's electric. And my highest bill has been $32 per month, and I use a lot of electricity for showers. So my yearly emergency medical insurance, which is required when you come to Serbia, if you're going to stay here for any period of time, I got mine from Generali for 178 euros for the whole year, or about $15 per month, or $215 for the whole year. Now, this plan only includes emergency medical insurance. It's not your day-to-day, it doesn't include dental, vision, or anything like that. It's just if something goes really wrong, that I can get emergency medical care in Serbia. Now, my Raiffeisen checking account fee is $5 per month, or 500 dinar. A bus pass is $32 per month. Now, I don't use the buses very often, so I don't get a monthly plan. I have a MasterCard, and they accept MasterCard on the bus, and it's about 89 cents USD. But if you want a monthly pass, it's $32 or 27 euros per month. Food and entertainment. Now, that's a big one because you can go as little as you want or as high as you want. They have ultra luxury places, and they have very budget places. You can get a meal for $3 at a bakery, maybe $5 if you want something really fancy. But everyone can have fun with their budget here, no matter what your budget is. Look how beautiful this fortress is. So food and entertainment for me range from $250 to $500 per month. But as I found, as I meet more successful business people here, I spend more money on food and entertainment because we go to nicer restaurants, and also we hang out in nicer luxury restaurants, like co-work from there. Like, we don't go to a co-working space, we'll go to a luxury restaurant and just sit there all day and order food, snacks, coffee, tea throughout the day. And the bills, even at the luxury places, they're not that high for what you get. So that's 205 euros to 415 euros per month is what I put down for food and entertainment for a single person, in my opinion. Now, cell phone, I recommend Telenor service for foreigners. They don't require your passport. They don't require any SIM card registration. You literally just go buy a SIM card. And it's $10 for 10 gigabytes per month. And you can refill your gigabytes per month in the middle of the month if you need to. So sometimes my cell phone bill runs $10, sometimes it's $20, but it's usually almost always $10 per month unless I do a lot of mobile live streaming. So haircuts, I've found a haircut for as low as $3.50 for a good one. But it's a little bit farther away from my house. So I pay $5 to $8 per haircut once a week. And I normally get my haircut once a week. So that's, with the tip, it's about $10. And so I pay about $40 per month for haircuts. Now, clothes, I didn't add clothes because it's not a monthly expense. But what I can say is you can get some really, really nice stuff here that's not designer, but it looks designer. I'm not gonna call it a knockoff or anything like that because they're not. Just because something's not a designer doesn't mean it's a knockoff. But they have these little boutique shops, and they get cheaper the the further you get away from city center, and you can get some really, really nice stuff. So, you know, I came here from Thailand with all these Thailand clothes for the summertime, and I decided, you know, I want to start dressing a little bit nicer, and I'm glad that I am in Serbia for that. So it's about $650 per month for basic living. That's just your base expenses. Now you can go higher. Now, if you want, you can rent a place here for 7,000 euros for a whole floor of marble and 5 bedrooms and stuff like that. Or you can rent something cheaper. I have a friend here that rented a 2-bedroom apartment 15 minutes outside the city center by bus for 200 euros per month. And if you get outside the city center, there's no Infostan fees. So, well, there are, but not for heating, and heating's the biggest one. So if you live outside the city center, you will normally have electric heating. So your electric bill will go up in the wintertime, but it won't go up year round. So Infostan charges me a flat rate per month, every month. Even in the summertime, I have to pay about $60 or more for heating, even in the summertime, even though it's never turned on, I can't control it. You have to pay it year round. With electric heating, if you live outside the city center, you can only run it when you feel like it. So, like I said, it's about $650, I calculate, per month for basic living, and then $350 for food and beverage and entertainment during the coronavirus pandemic. So a lot of things are closed. So you could spend more than that if you go to raves, or you know, you get your medicine at the raves or something like that. You can spend a little bit more money, but right now I'm living on about $1,050 per month. And optionally, I'm starting a company here, and I'm gonna get a work permit, and with that work permit, I'm gonna have to pay payroll taxes. And for about 270, I think, euros, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to pay in taxes per month. I'll get full health coverage here in Serbia. I'll get a health card just like a Serbian citizen, but most people won't be doing that. Most people will be doing visa runs to Montenegro or Albania, which you can do regardless of what they say, you can do that. So if you just do visa runs every 3 months, you won't really be setting yourself up for the long term here, but a lot of digital nomads are not doing that anyways. I'm trying to settle down and build something here in Serbia, so I don't want to do visa runs. So I started a company, which I don't really recommend unless you've been here probably for about 6 months already and you're really sure you want to do it, because dissolving companies here in Serbia is not easy. So even without debt, it's not easy to dissolve a company, and you don't want to leave a mess behind. So optionally, you can get Cigna Global for health insurance or GeoBlue Explorer. My rates were $75 per month to $215 per month for full health coverage worldwide, except the US. So in Serbia, it was only, if I wanted Serbia only, it was $75. But I'm a young, healthy male, under 40 years of age. So I've seen those go up drastically higher for people that are even just a little bit older than I am. So you're gonna have to get quotes from Cigna Global or GeoBlue Explorer. And those are the two I recommend if you want day-to-day health insurance. The General E policy I have is just the bare minimum for emergencies only. So I hope this has helped you better understand what my personal cost of living here in Serbia is in 2020, 2021. And at first, I was just going to be here temporarily, but guys, I really like this place. I think there's a lot of opportunity here. Like, for example, dog beds. No one makes like good dog beds in Serbia. And I thought about creating a dog bed company, you know, like for premium dog beds, not like, you know, $15 dog beds, but like maybe 150 euro dog beds. People will buy them here. Not everyone is poor in Serbia. There's a lot of money here. I see Range Rovers going up and down the streets of Belgrade every day, and a lot of them, not just one or two. So there is money here. There's money to be made. What else? Check this out. We're in the upper portion of the fortress. And it's just nice to be able to come out here, especially during coronavirus, because people in the UK, they're all locked down and their police are like Nazis in the UK. And here we are in Serbia and everything is calm. There's no mask Nazis. I really like Serbia, guys. And I've been here for 6 months and I still want to stay here. I still want to try to save up, try maybe buy a cheap house here. I want to make a life here, you know? And it may or may not be for you, but I recommend that you come try it. Now, Albania doesn't require visa runs because they give most Western passports 1 year stamps. But guys, I'm so glad I didn't go to Albania. I kind of did it the hard way, starting a DOO, which is like a limited liability company here. And I'm doing it the hard way, but I think it's worth it. I think it's going to be completely worth it. When you just hang out in a country like Albania, you're not really building anything. Let's go over here. I'll show you the tombs. You're not really building anything, you know. If I stay here and I do well with my company, even just the bare minimum, you know, I will be on my way to permanent residence here, and then possibly even a passport. So in Albania, if you're just a digital nomad and you're messing around, that's okay. If you're just starting out and you're still discovering yourself, I totally think that that's okay to just float around until you find a place that is for you. Now, while Thailand was great and the Thai people were excellent, 10 out of 10, no problems with Thailand. I just wasn't happy in Chiang Mai, Thailand, which is the northern Thailand, because I finally figured it out. It's like a concrete jungle. Like Bali is very beautiful. And the nature is very beautiful, but I didn't care for the people on Bali too much. So that's why I left there. But in Thailand, the people are great, but in the north or in part, they don't really have a lot of like creativity. So everything's basically the same. And I just got depressed there, bottom line. I got depressed in Thailand because I stayed in Chiang Mai for too long. I wish my number one mistake was staying in the same city for too long. Of course, you know, this was when the digital nomad scene was really hot there, probably at its height. And there was lots of people coming and going and everything like that. But I really regret not going down to Koh Phangan Island and living there. That's my number one regret. So if you're not happy somewhere, move. If that's your home country, sell everything and move. Just get out. Like Andrew Henderson, Nomad Capitalist, says, go where you're treated best. And I definitely feel I'm treated best in Serbia. Look at this. How could you not want to live here for $1,000 a month? It's an excellent deal. And the people here are great. Now, they're great to foreigners, but amongst themselves, I'm going to tell you guys the truth. Serbian versus Serbian, they're not very nice to each other a lot of the time. But to me, they treat me like gold, and they'll treat you like gold too as a foreigner. They really want to gain acceptance, and they really want a lot of people to come here and invest maybe money here. So they treat everyone very, very well. Even just the common man. I'm not even talking about the government. I'm just talking about the common person on the street. They're very surprised that America has fallen like it has. And they're surprised Americans want to come here. So here's the tombs. And this one's been cracked open. I'm sure there was someone in there 200 years ago. And these are lights that light up the building at night. It's very beautiful. Here's a tomb that's closed, but I'm sure it's been raided. There's probably nothing in there. But here's another one. This is what it looks like inside, just rocks and lizards. I didn't see lizards last summer. So it's kind of surprising to see lizards in Serbia, but I guess they have them. So very, very old. But anyways, so you won't have any problems if you come to Belgrade. I think there is a PCR coronavirus test required now. There wasn't for like the longest time. I don't know why they are doing that now since they've survived so long without it. But that's one of the big reasons I came to Serbia, was the freedom you have. And nothing is overflowing here, guys. The hospitals are not overflowing. People aren't dying on the street. I got the flu, or maybe I got coronavirus. I don't know. I just stayed in my house for 2 weeks and had delivery because I didn't want to spread whatever I had. But I think it was just the flu. I don't think it was coronavirus. But I'm over it now, and everything is perfect. Very mild symptoms. So here's a tomb as well. There's some, I think it's a Turkish guy in there. But like I said, I'm not a big tour guy of the fortress. There's people with drones that can do this much better than I can. But here's the top of the fortress. Now there used to be a barracks building, probably along there, with soldiers, from what I understand or have read. There was buildings up here at one time, and those have been removed, unfortunately. But people bring their dogs. Most dogs are off leash here, and you know the police don't come until you put your dog on a leash or threaten to fine you. But the dogs are very well behaved here, and the ones that are not, they get muzzled. And so, you know, people are responsible with their animals here, and that's why they can all be off leash. I bet if I was to call that dog right now, it would just completely ignore me. So over here is where a lot of people sit and they watch the sun go down, or they drink beers, and they just hang out with their boyfriend or girlfriend or friends. And you can sit off the side and watch the Danube River. And then over here, they just rebuilt the bridge so you can cross into the tower area. And there's a restaurant over there. Very nice restaurant, probably 4 stars in my opinion. Very, very upscale. And I ate dinner there one night with drinks, dinner, and an appetizer and bread. It was $29, not including the tip. So definitely not an everyday place, but it's great for maybe once a month to go with your boyfriend or girlfriend. So let's go over here. So what else do I want to tell you about Serbia? Yeah, so there's MTS and there's Telnor for cell phone service. I recommend Telnor. I've had the best service with them inside of Belgrade. I've had service in basements. I've had service where people that have MTS do not have service. And I think the service is totally worth $10 a month. So if you are going to just be here for a few months, I recommend trying to go on Facebook and go into the Belgrade expat groups and just ask for an apartment with all bills included. And people will quote you prices. Now it's going to probably be like 100 euros more than what I pay, which is $120 more than I pay per month, or it might be even a little bit more, but you're not getting ripped off because they have to pay the bills. They have to pay the Infostan. They have to also make a profit on top of that. So, if you compare it to Airbnb prices, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. And I would recommend doing the Facebook thing. There's a tower here. You can go in it. I think on the weekends it's open. They charge like 50 cents to go in. But don't do Airbnb. It doesn't make sense to give a foreign corporation your money to stay here in Serbia. I try to keep the money local. So I deal with owners from hellooglassi.com or Facebook groups. Check this out. And there's not a lot of meetups here like there was in Chiang Mai. That could be due to the pandemic, or it could be just it's Serbia. Belgrade's not a popular nomad destination right now, but I definitely want to make it more of a popular destination because I honestly believe the value is here. In Thailand it's nice, but Chiang Mai is kind of a sneaky little city, not really that great in my opinion. But finding housing there and like a scooter there is really, really well done, I think. But what good is that if you're just not happy there? So look at this. Whoa. Look at this. I've never been happier in my life here than in Serbia. So what else? Oh, here's that restaurant I was talking about. It goes way down and in. And it has this glass atrium that's very, very beautiful. Here's a church. You can go inside on the other side. But this fortress is open 24 hours a day. And you can come here and not be harassed at 3 a.m. and just work out if you want. And they have a drinking fountain down at the bottom. Here's that restaurant. If you go in and go all the way through the back, it comes out to this beautiful glass atrium. I highly recommend it. I kind of avoided this place. I don't know why. I just did when I first came here, and I'm glad that I finally discovered it. So it's totally worth at least coming here to check it out. If you come to Serbia and you're at the fortress. Here's another tower. I haven't been inside that one yet. But here you can go down the steps and you can come here at any hour of the day and just walk around. And it's completely safe. I've had no problems here in Serbia. Yes, I do.
This is for you. Where are you from?
Oh, I live here.
Yeah,
Oh, no, thank you.
Where are you from?
California, originally. See you, thank you. So sometimes people will offer you things and then ask for money. So if someone offers you stuff here in Serbia, not that that was probably what that guy was doing, but you never know. Especially if they offer you a rose, don't take it, because then they ask for money. So, here's a church. I haven't been inside of it yet, but it's very, very beautiful from looking through the windows. So, there's also, I'm not gonna call it a graveyard. It's more of like a place they used to put bones. It's back here. I don't think they put bones here anymore, but it's some type of memorial. We'll call it a memorial to, I believe, soldiers that died. And it's back here. And here it is, and people put flowers by it quite often. It's very beautiful. It's probably a very old cross. But it goes back in there, then there's like little rooms. And then if you keep going down here, you can go to what was a town back in the day. And it was a very small little town, obviously. There's there wasn't 5 billion people on planet Earth at the time. So they had a church down here as well that is no longer there. And I'm sure they had little houses and like a little village, English village, we'll call it. Sorry, I keep slipping on the rocks here. But what else do I like about Serbia? Yeah, just everything is clean. They have people that clean the streets at night with fire hoses, so you don't smell, dog piss everywhere or anything like that. Everything is very clean here, very well done. Oh, look. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's probably the only dog that's came up to me in all of my time here in Serbia to say hi. But, so yeah, if you want a real tour of this place, the drone shots and everything, definitely hit up another video. But I hope my cost of living has helped you decide to come to Serbia. Now you do need a PCR test to come in. That's going to be about another $100 to $120, sometimes $150, depending on where you're from, in addition to your air flight. But when I came here on a one-way ticket, I wasn't asked for an exit ticket or an exit plan. So you definitely could come here on a one-way ticket. And then when you want to leave, just take the train to Montenegro overnight on a sleeper car for about 36 euros, which is like $45. That gets you to Bar, Montenegro. Go to Bar for a few days in a $20 apartment from booking.com. And then decide, oh, I want to go back to Serbia. And you get another 3 months here. So that's how that works. And the border checks on the train are very low. It's nothing to worry about. The land border entries are probably a little bit more, I'm not gonna call them harsh, but strict. The overnight train from Montenegro is very highly recommended. So here's that water fountain. And if you go there and you press the button, you can get potable water you can drink. And I've never gotten sick from these things. There's one down on Walking Street, and then there's one here, and I've drinking out of them both, and every time, everything's perfect. So this used to be like a gate into the town that once was, and that's a Haman, but it's no longer working, unfortunately. So let's check this out. You come here, press the button. Oh, you know what they did? They winterized them. So they're closed for the winter so they don't freeze, unfortunately. They have yoga classes down here in the summertime that I saw. I haven't seen anyone really working out here in the winter time as a group, but it probably exists. I just haven't been here at the right time. And then if you guys come to the fortress and you come down here, keep walking straight and then go down that little walkway and then go in there. The river, and walk up the river, there is some very great communist era style gyms and workout facilities. And it's something I missed for a long time when I was here in Serbia. I didn't know about it for like my 5th month. I'm like, oh, I wonder why people are walking down there and over there. And the riverbank, just walk along it. And it's a great little secret that I don't think a lot of tourists know about. And it's very beautiful. It's where a lot of the restaurants are, the boats, and the restaurants. The boat restaurants are there. And there's workout facilities and there's pools to swim in. You know, guys, for $400 a month, I have a 1-bedroom apartment in city center. And I live right next to Taj Mahal Park. And inside of Taj Mahal Park, there are 2 heated pools for the wintertime. And I was kind of concerned about how heated they were because it was very cold when I went. And they were fine. They were completely, probably like 70-degree water temperature, maybe 65. But if you start swimming around, you feel kind of hot even. Even if it's snowing outside, their pools are heated and you can go have a nice swim. It's about $3.50 or maybe $3.60 or something like that for one entry into the pool. And you can stay an unlimited amount of time until they close at about 6 p.m. every night. And this is where we're gonna end it. So thank you for joining me on our little adventure today. I know I haven't uploaded a video for quite a while, and I'm sorry for that, but I am a human and I have other things to do other than make YouTube videos. And I only upload a video if I feel I have something of value to add. So I'm not gonna make videos just for the sake of views or to make money or anything like that, because I don't make a lot of money from YouTube. I make about $45 per month if I don't upload any new videos. And if I do a lot of live streams, sometimes people give me donations. I make about $100 a month, so not a lot of money. And everything I've made on YouTube has gone back into the local Serbian economy and has helped someone. Now, I'm not gonna say who, but it has, everything I've made off YouTube in Serbia has gone back to a local Serbian person in one way or another. Sometimes it's large tips, 500 dinar, 1,000 dinar. Sometimes it's a PlayStation. Sometimes it's a new phone. So, like I said, every penny I've made off YouTube here in Serbia, I have given back to Serbia. Now, like I said, I'm not going to upload trash videos, where just blab about nothing, I hate the people that do that. They have these beautiful drone shots, and then by the end of the video, you're like, I haven't learned anything. They just upload videos just to upload videos. Or people that come here. Another thing I hate, guys, is the vloggers that come here and say, I moved to Serbia during coronavirus pandemic. And they're like, oh, I'm only here for 3 months. So they're here for one entry. They are not moved here. They came here as tourists. Call it what it is. Don't try to clickbait your videos by saying you moved here to Serbia when you really haven't. You just got an Airbnb and you posted up here for 3 months and then you left. I don't really respect people like that, that make those videos, clickbait. So I will never do that. I try not to make BS videos. I have ADHD, so it's very hard for me to actually have the willpower to make a video. I don't know, I just have a mental block. I just don't like to do it, but I do it as a public service to try to put Serbia on the map, like Johnny FD put Chiang Mai on the map. Now, some people don't like Johnny FD, but I will tell you, he's always been honest and upfront about what he does. He's a lifestyle salesman. Other vloggers, specifically on Bali or Amazon FBA people, they're liars. They make these very beautiful videos to try to impress you, to get you to buy something from them. And I will make this promise to you right now. I have nothing to sell the nomad community. Now, if you are trying to be a digital nomad, selling courses or like BS ebooks to people that want to become digital nomads, that's not sustainable. That community is very small. So, if you want to be a digital nomad, you have to have a product that is something for the masses, not just some stupid course that when I click on it is now broken because you don't want to pay the $39 a month fee on Teachable, So I want to make a course, but I want to make it free maybe. There might be a premium section where you can pay $15 and get even more information, maybe, but I'd like to make it free. And I already have an idea. I already have the .com name, the website set up. I just have to input the information. Like, when you fly into Serbia, how do you get from the airport to the city without using a taxi? The bus, how do you get the bus? So how do you get an apartment? What hostels are good? How to get a cell phone? Where to shop? What is Lidl? What is Shop and Go? What is Idea London? They're all grocery stores, but it takes a while to kind of understand that. I wish I had like a documentation of Serbia when I first came here, which no one has made yet. People have tried, but all the information is like spread out on blogs and vlogs and YouTube, and you really have to search for it. I want to make one website. I can't tell you the name now because I don't want everyone going there, but it's very simple. And I just want to document, like a technical documentation about how to move to Serbia. And I'm working on that now, but very slowly. So I'll probably be ready in another 6 months. So like I said, come to Serbia if you have $1,000 a month. Now, I recommend more than $1,000 a month. You can do it for a lot less than I am doing it. You can. For example, you can stay in a hostel for 150 euros per month for just a dormitory bed, which isn't too bad. I'm 36 years old, so I don't want to live in a hostel, but some people can do that. You know, like when you first come here, a hostel's fine. It's a good way to save money. It's a good way to get information, guys. Some of the best information I got was because I checked into the right hostel, Habitat Hostel here in Serbia. Great location, great location. I would probably rate it 8 out of 10 on the Brad scale. Habitat Hostel, look it up on booking.com. The owner, Igor, he's great. Everything is great. He has, Igor can solve all of your problems. If you have any problems here in Serbia, he knows everything about everything. So hostels are good sources of information when you don't know anything about the local economy or laws or how to get around. So I definitely recommend you check into a hostel for your first month. Just pay for the whole month up front, 150 euros or 200 euros or whatever it is now when you're watching the video. It's a great way to save money, great place to meet people, especially if you're a vlogger. It's a great place to pick up people that will follow you around with the camera for like the price of lunch or something like that. So don't come here and get an Airbnb right away because you're going to be very isolated and your time I don't think will be that great alone here. I'm alone, but I have always been alone, so I'm fine with that. Plus I can operate by myself. Not everyone can do that. So definitely check out Habitat Hostel. Get a bus pass. Some people skate around the bus pass thing. I don't recommend it as a foreigner. The fines are actually very large here if you get caught, so don't do that. Just get a monthly bus pass or at least some bus pass and just tap it every time. It's less than $1, for 90 minutes. That's not per ride. That is to use the public transportation system for 90 minutes. 89 cents or 89 dinar. So just pay the money. They do have people checking your tickets on the bus and they're in plain clothes, so you can't spot them. So pay for the bus, that's my opinion. Go to the museums. Nikola Tesla Museum is only $2.50 to get in. If you feel like you were rushed or you don't have a lot of time that day, go back. Just pay the money again and go back. What's 250 dinar, $2.50. Another thing I like about the currency here is if you're used to US dollars, it's very close to US dollars. So if something is 250 dinar, then it's $2.50 USD. So it's very easy to convert. But if you're traveling, I would recommend you always download this app before you leave and link up to the local currencies on Wi-Fi before you leave. It's called XE. App. It's on iPhone and also on Android as well. I use that app worldwide. It's the only app I'll use. It's perfect. Everything's fine with it for currency conversion. It's really nice because you can plug in $2.50 USD and then it can display it in like 5 currencies that you've selected. So it's actually a very great app. That's a travel hack for you. What else? That's about it, guys. Get your butts out here. If you're not happy in the UK or the US, get out here. And even if you have to get an Airbnb for your first month or second month or something like that, go ahead and do that if you feel comfortable with that. I don't feel comfortable with Airbnb, so I don't use it for a lot of different reasons. But that's just me. What else? The air is very fresh here. Now, people complain about the pollution because the coal-fire plants for heating in the wintertime. And yeah, I have smelled them from time to time, but it's not bad at all. As you can see, the sky's blue. Everything's fine. You can actually see a chimney for a coal-fire plant. It's red and white. But it's not spewing off a whole bunch of black stuff. They never really do that I've seen. I have seen it one time, them spewing like black stuff. But other than that, I live on the 6th floor. I can smell it at night sometimes, but it's not like Chiang Mai, okay, where the sky turns like bright orange from the smoke. So it's not bad at all. What else can help you out here? Oh, everyone speaks English in Belgrade, okay? I would say about 90% of the people speak English very fluently, where you can have a very comfortable conversation with them. If someone doesn't speak English very fluently in Serbia, in Belgrade, to me that means that they're probably from a village and they probably didn't grow up in Belgrade. But if they've been here for any length of time, they speak English very well. So don't come here thinking you're going to Mars, you know, talking like, my name is Brad. People are like, I speak English. You know, so just speak English normally. And if they don't understand, what you can do is whip out Google Translate on your phone and just use simple words. Don't use big words when you use Google Translate. And if they don't understand, because Google Translate is not perfect, just say it a different way or type it a different way, and then they'll always understand your second time. But I've never had to use Google Translate for a long time. Probably like 29 out of every 30 people I talk to speaks very good English. So you won't have a problem. It's not like China or Russia out here. Now, they do speak lots of different languages here in Serbia because they have a very good language school here at University of Belgrade. Philology, I think it's called. Not that I went to college, but yeah, they're very educated here. So you're not coming to some rat's nest in like, now, you know, like some people like liken this place, I think, to Chechnya. And it's not. Chechnya is very bad, but, well, I've never been there, so what do I know? But in my opinion, this place is like a little America without any of the problems that America is currently experiencing with like leftism and cancellation and alleged racism everywhere. So come out to Serbia, just log off of Facebook, you know? Get off social media. I recommend vk.com if you want a Facebook alternative. It works just like Facebook, but it's not Facebook. So vk.com. Oh, they light this whole wall up in the nighttime, so it's very beautiful. Sorry, my throat is a little bit dry from talking for probably over an hour. Oh, when I came here, they had lots of raves and parties still in August. And those will probably commence when it gets warmer. There hasn't been a lot of parties or raves in the wintertime that I have like seen. So if you're gonna come out here, I recommend you probably come out here in the summertime, which is starting to warm up now. So now is, I mean, anytime is a good time to come to Serbia, but especially in the summertime. So, but things will go up in the summertime because more tourists will come. So if you're gonna come here for any length of time, come here, get your apartment, lock in your rates, non-high season, so you're not stuck paying high season rates for, you know, what could be many years. And once this pandemic settles down and borders start reopening, probably not anytime this year, but maybe next year, you can get like $80 flights and $50 flights to Germany or France or, you know, Italy. So if you live here on $1,000 a month, you can travel. So you can travel Europe. It's not like the US where it's very expensive to leave the US and you can only do it for 2 weeks at a time. And then you have to go back to the US to go back to work. You can just live and work here in Serbia remotely and just travel Europe for very low prices because we're so close. Now, the negatives about Serbia is taxes on electronics are very high here. So if you're gonna think you're gonna need anything, bring it with you. It's not like Malaysia where things are very reasonable. So electronics is high here, and the quality of the electronics, in my opinion, is not very good, okay, in the stores. So bring everything with you that you might need. The GoPros are much more expensive here because of the import taxes, and you can't really get stuff shipped here. You can, but you'll pay very high import tax, very high, and it's very random, like Thailand. You know, you just pay whatever they want, and sometimes what they want is more than what the product's worth. So don't think you're going to come here and shop on Amazon.com. But you don't need a lot either. You can come here even with a backpack and you can buy clothes here. And then, you know, if you travel to Hungary or somewhere like that, or somewhere outside of Serbia, you can buy electronics probably cheaper. But that's my only gripe. Malaysia was great for electronics. Really good. Probably the best in the world that I have seen. Probably maybe even better than Japan. But Serbia, you need to bring stuff with you. Like if you need a GoPro or a MacBook Pro or MacBook Air M1 or something like that, bring that stuff with you. Don't try to buy it here. But this is it, guys. So this is my big video of the month. This place is like built probably like 300 years ago, maybe even. I know I'm gonna get killed in the comments by the Serbs for saying that, but I don't know exactly how old this gate is, but I know it's probably like 300 years or older. So guys, come to Serbia. They've done a very good job here with these sidewalks, infrastructure, cleanliness.